Oh, there he goes. So, yeah, time to do the electrics. New Victron inverter to put in, which is seriously takes up the entire space here, and yet I've still got to route the cables out of it and under. And the switch to turn it on and off is way down the bottom, so it's not ideal. So I'm working on that. This board will be removed. That was the balancer board for the old Winston LifePo batteries. So that'll free up some space. I've already removed one of the lead time batteries just to make some space, but I still want power to run my light here, but I may have to take this battery out too. And this is like the 12 volt stuff, which I've sort of cannibalized since taking out the Winstons. So I'm going to rethink that stuff too. Ultimately, I just need to be able to have the inverter running by this evening so that we can have power. That's my job today. So batteries are out, and I've seen this before. I don't know what you would call it, but some sort of chemical reaction from the batteries, even though they're lithium and they don't put out much hydrogen. In fact, can someone correct me on that? I think they put out a little bit of hydrogen, but nowhere near as bad as a lead acid. Anyway, in an aluminium compartment like this, which is probably, it's not sealed, but it's not well ventilated, there's some sort of chemical reaction with the aluminium. Doesn't seem to be corroding, but it just creates all this white powder. Any chemists out there, tell me what that's all about? That'd be great. I'm supposed to be working on the inverter, yeah? But a complete overhaul, I guess, or a rethink at least, because the Winston batteries were very primitive, single, raw cell, no BMS batteries, which needed an entire system. Like they had a relay to the alternators. In case there was an overcharge condition, the computer up here would say, cut the charging. So I had to cut the charging on the alternators for a relay there. There was a relay on the solar panel input. And of course there was the discharge. If it was if the battery was too flat, it would cut off a relay to the feed, to the DC feed and the inverter and all the DC stuff. So that all required separate systems. So the lithiums have become much more convenient. Now they just look like a normal car battery, except for the side for a house battery. But yeah, with all the BMSs inside, which is good and bad, I guess. Convenient, yes. Get rid of all this extra wiring I don't need anymore. And then the trouble is, when the BMS in these new batteries misbehaves, you can't readily identify what's going wrong. Is it an overcharge, a discharge, thermal problem? Unless you got the app running and maybe it'll tell you correct information, so it's got more convenient, but a little less telling in what the problems are. Anyway, I'm trying to rip out these wires here.
Noise.
That is a 15-year-old MPPT solar regulator. Look at the size of it. It's been a beauty though, 60 watt. It's been a beauty, but will be replaced by the Victron because only Victron talks to Victron. You've got to have all Victron. I can't fit this monster of an inverter. Look at the size of this. It weighs like a battery. It is so heavy. This is where I wanted to put it, right? Against this wall. But, this is electrical plumbing running through here and stuff. I could move it out of the way, but it's never a good thing to have a hot battery cable, potentially hot. I mean, you don't want it to be, but potentially hot battery cable running against plumbing is never good. And it would be to the maximum height coming down to here, and the idea of it being vertical is that it is thermally ventilated, right? So the hot air rises and exhausts out the top, but up here there's nowhere for the heat to go, so it's not going to be effective ventilation anyway. I'm thinking, I wanted to improve upon this one right here. This has been here for years, right? It's never had a heat problem. There is a fan in there, I think. I hear it whirring. I'm pretty sure there's a fan in these things. So that will draw air through to when it gets hot. This is 2000 watt, 230 volt. Actually, they're not watts. Victron sort of cheats you a little. They're 2000 volt amps, which is slightly less than the wattage. So I'm thinking about just putting the 3000 volt amp inverter, same spot. I think we have to do that. It's funny, you want to make these improvements, but you just can't, but this is what you deal with. And I've been getting distracted. So that was my job for the day, was to put the inverter in, right? But I ended up over here removing wiring from the old Winston BMS stuff. And then you end up down a rabbit hole. I've had to just stop with that and come back to the inverter so that we can have power tonight. Yep, I think we're going back in the hole. Miss the 230 volts. It's alright, we'll just put you in a cupboard. You'll be okay. Oh, come on. I know he's bigger than you, but he's less bulky. Wow, I just looked up. I can't focus here. I'm just doing everything I see. So, but improvements, right? So that looks like it's heat damaged. Yeah, I mean, it's melted plastic, but it's not too bad. And the connection's pretty good. But I see why. There's high resistance. Can you see that? A little bit of solder on there. It's not flat. This goes onto a bolt, right? And the bolt holds it down. So, I mean, that's got to be smooth and shiny. But that's why the thing would have overheated. Because of this little chunk of solder. This is actually going to shrink enough.
It's juicy.
Yeah, it's a big one. That might come down.
Yeah, looks good, baby.
Hey, I'm liking this new configuration. So, I wanted to lay the guy flat like I had the last one, and it was fine. It never overheated, never any problem. But the vent for this guy faces down, which meant there's really unlikely airflow is going to go, hot air is going to go down before coming up. It's just making it too difficult. So I decided to see if it will fit vertically like this. Well, not, do you call this vertical? Different vertical, yeah. Sideways vertical. And it does. I had to remove the piece of foam that was on the floor. Now I've just got a little cardboard under it to stop it scratching. And it fits snug in there, and I've got all this extra space. And the vent is up there where there's a big void behind it. So there's a lot of space for the hot air to rise and dissipate up that way. So I'm liking it. I'm going to start wiring it up. Tell you what, I'm getting there. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Got another hour or two of daylight. The inverter is in a position and wired up as I like it. I'm just finalizing up the new bus bar here for the positives. I've also got one for the negative. I'm not sure if I'll get that on today, but it'll be soon. It'll be close. Almost ready to put the batteries back in and see if any of this works. And man, I was really wrenching at some wires back there to try and remove some old wiring. Who knows what's going to happen when I apply power. But you guys can watch. Don't worry, you can watch. So, about to hook up the first battery. Double checked, triple checked that, it's all going to go well. But, always scary, yeah? So this is DC back on, one battery so far. We don't need 400 amps of welding going on, so far it's looking good. Put a switch for my contactor relay up in here. That was mainly for, again, the Winstons, but it's my master switch now to turn the batteries on and off. I may reposition it. Right now it's up there just before the bus bar, but I may reposition it further upstream closer to the battery. But right now I can turn on the power. We have water now. We're not going to have any sign because I don't have the Victron Servo GX hooked up or any networking, so we're not going to know what's going on except for smoke and fumes. If that happens, we know don't do that. So I will try the inverter. I think we're ready for that. So the inverter is got 12 volts going to it. Double check that. Yeah. So it's ready to turn on. Maybe I should pull breakers. Pull the breakers first and see how we go. Ready? What light's on there?
Green.
Inverter on. Alright, I'll try this circuit. Yep. See the lights? Okay. Next will be shore power, and it's ready to plug on in. Let's see what happens. 120 volt going in. No noises. So can't remember how I wired this, but I pull this breaker. Should come on. Will it go to charge? Takes 20 seconds. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Charge!
What is the yellow one?
Bulk.
It's gonna turn green.
Now I can't measure this. I don't know what it's defaulted to because I can't set it up without the servo. Anyway, that's good. Let's just double check it's not throwing in some crazy voltage. But you know what it's doing? It's throwing in 120 amps. I think that's the default. That's why it's humming. I guess I gotta set up the servo, even just temporarily. Should be fine. Alright. And so you got power now. I'm just not recharging.
120.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can use the microwave now.
And
You can use the microwave, you can use the
fridge,
but
it's not important.
just wait until I get the charging happening.
Fancy.
I think you better, I think I got to fill in stuff online to get this warranty, so I better do that. So this and the screen. Unfortunately, they really should have a power supply. They give you a USB. Now I've got to go find a USB plug down here, which I don't have. So I'll have to run one. I thought I was finished working. Wow, I thought I was pretty much done for the day because it's the end of the day. Put the power on and power works. I felt like Yay, I'm done. But no, I'm nowhere near done. So I got to put the smart shunt in so that it talks to the Servo GX. That's the Victron shunt. I already have a shunt down there from this battery monitor. So I'm going to just turn on the charge now. And if that reads correctly, just give it 20 seconds to think about it. We should see the charge here. And if we just monitor it and make sure the voltage doesn't go above what the lead time's like. If it doesn't go above 14.2, 14.4, I'm happy. Here it comes. Charging. So I got an idea. It's like 120 amps. Default. 70, 80, 90. That's okay. I mean, that's about the same as an alternator. 100. Oh, I'm happy with 100. I'll keep an eye on that. I think I can keep an eye on that while I have a beer. See you guys tomorrow.